George Washington, who was a disgusting slave owner who hated black people.
That's right.
And Thomas Jefferson, who was a goddamn rapist.
That's right.
Thomas Jefferson was the original Me Too movement.
Right.
Had he been living today, he'd be in jail with R. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein. Bill Clinton was a rapist.
Right.
And yet we sit around here and observe some disgusting President's Day. God damn your President's Day.
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General YAHANNA is putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheraton in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the Convention Center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time.
And yet they set aside President's Day on Monday. A day where every filthy disgust, you can't be president unless you have displayed an overwhelming hatred for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Right. These presidents are the most horrible people who have ever lived, and they put them on top of you. Right. And they put them on top of us. What we need to understand, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, is that when you observe a holiday that uplifts our oppressor, when you even dare to be around the people who will look at such disgusting figures as George Washington, who was a disgusting slave owner who hated black people.
That's right.
And Thomas Jefferson, who was a goddamn rapist.
That's right.
Thomas Jefferson was the original Me Too movement.
Right.
Had he been living today, he'd be in jail with R. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein. Bill Clinton was a rapist.
Right.
And yet we sit around here and observe some disgusting President's Day. God damn your President's Day.
Right.
Read what you got.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
This is one of the curses. We shall betroth a wife, and another man will lay with her. No different than all these disgusting presidents did during slavery time. You would marry yourself a beautiful black woman, and some disgusting oppressor will come right into her bedroom at night and rape her. Keep going.
Calm. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
The White House, say it again.
Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
You go down to Washington, D.C., and you visit the White House, you know that the White House was built off the blood, sweat, and tears of slaves.
Right.
Of slaves. The Capitol building, built by slaves.
Right.
All these disgusting monuments who uphold our oppressor, built by the hands of slaves.
Right.
And that disgusting White House built by slaves. But you ain't never seen no black or Hispanic man dwell in that White House. And don't say nothing about no disgusting Barack Obama. Barack Obama's not a black man.
Right.
Barack Obama's father is from Kenya, and his mother is a white woman. That makes him an African.
Right.
According to the Bible, whatever your father is, that is your ethnicity. Barack Obama's a disgusting African.
Right.
And having him in the White House ain't nothing new, because our oppressor has uplifted Africans over you for centuries.
Right.
For hundreds of years, African dignitaries and they'll come over here while you was getting busted your head in the streets during the 60s and getting chased by dogs. They would have African delegates come over and sit in the UN and visit Camp David and come over with their dashikis and have diplomatic immunity and ride through the streets in goddamn limousines while your fathers was getting their heads busted open by the goddamn police.
Right.
Don't tell me nothing about no stinking Africans.
Right.
No black or Hispanic man has ever sat in that disgusting White House. Tell them why.
Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell there.
Because we built the house and we will never dwell there.
Right.
And we will never dwell there.
Every construction job.
Every construction job. We built these houses and we can't even dwell in them. Look at Harlem. We built Harlem. And what happened to Harlem? Harlem has been gentrified. You walk up and down these streets, you gonna walk hand in hand with the man and woman who hates your guts.
Right.
Damn your President's Day. Do the history on George Washington. Do the history on his disgusting wife, Martha Washington, who was one of the first Karens in the goddamn country.
Right.
Martha Washington had a girl teenage slave that she would sew with, and she would write in her diary with, and she would share all her nights with, talking about her dreams and ambitions to a 15-year-old slave girl. And then one day that 15-year-old slave girl, her name was Oli, she jumped on a ship and escaped Martha Washington.
Right.
Now let me ask you something. When she escaped Martha Washington and went and moved into a free black community and ended up with a family and children, did Martha Washington send her a letter and say, "I'm happy for you, slave girl. I'm happy you've moved on with your life. God bless you and your family, Oli"? I don't think so. She went and got her goddamn husband, who was the former president, to go and recapture this young girl. And that is the relationship we have with America today.
Right.
Thank you.
And America will sit there and love you as long as you're a goddamn slave. But ask for your freedom. Ask to be economically strong. Ask for anything other than goddamn slavery and they will hate you.
That's right.
Right.
They will hate you.
That's right.
The United States hates you, and every goddamn president that ever lived hated your guts.
That's right.
The reason why Harlem has been destroyed the way it is because of that disgusting Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan and George Bush conspired to put crack in Harlem
Right.
and in the Bronx and destroy your parents and your grandparents. That came from Ronald Reagan.
Right.
You think about the drug cartels, they give you pictures of El Chapo and Pablo Escobar and goddamn Nino Brown. You should know that Ronald Reagan and George Bush were the biggest drug dealers to ever goddamn live.
Right.
And they are responsible for the crack epidemic that hit Harlem so hard. They are responsible for that. You do the history and you'll find that every single last one of these disgusting presidents had their hands in the demise of God's chosen people. So